We'll guide you through how to fix an iPhone that doesn't ring on incoming calls. If you find this useful, then consider subscribing and liking the video. Your iPhone not ringing can be a really annoying problem, as you can end up missing some really important phone calls and you just miss calls in general. So we guide you through some different fixes you can try. And these fixes are going to cover whether it's your iPhone not ringing at all, as in nothing appears on the phone screen, or the calls come through but there's no loud ring and therefore you don't hear it and you end up missing it. So let's get started with these fixes. First of all, drag down the battery in the top right to open the control center. First of all, you want to make sure silent mode is turned off and ring is on. So if you go and press this bell icon, you can see it's currently highlighted red. If I tap it to turn it off, it says silent mode is now off. This means the ringer is now on. So when we get a phone call, it should go and ring. The next thing you want to go and check is do not disturb and other focus modes. You can see here we've got this moon icon. This means it's turned on. I can tap on it to turn it off. You can go and tap on this here and make sure none others are turned on as well, because do not disturb or another focus mode will completely stop and silence notifications. Therefore, nothing will come through at all. So try turning that off. The next thing you should check is phone service. Make sure up here you've got some bars. If there are no bars here, that is why you're ending up finding the calls are not coming through. So you can try moving your phone to a different location and hopefully they'll then start ringing and coming through. Next, open up the iPhone settings app like so. What you want to do is go down and find Bluetooth. I recommend turning this off because sometimes if you're connected to a Bluetooth device, you'll be trying to go and send the phone call through there, which is why you can't go and hear it and it's not ringing. The next thing you want to do is come back and you want to go and scroll down. And you want to go and find sounds and haptics and tap here. What you want to do is make sure your ringtone alerts is turned up. Otherwise, that's why you can't go and hear it and the ring is not working. And what you should also do as well is go and switch off change your buttons, because otherwise I found that it can easily go and be changed. The next thing you want to try doing is going down and you want to go and find the option for search. And you want to go and find phone, type that in and come to phone apps and you can tap there. In phone, you want to go down. First of all, you can find Wi-Fi calling and just go and enable this in case you haven't got any cellular service. You can use the Wi-Fi to go and get calls coming through. Next, you want to go and scroll down like so, and you can go and make sure that you aren't screening callers, as that will go and stop them coming through. So you can go and set that to never. For call filtering, make sure that's turned off as well, because that will go and stop calls coming through as well if they're not known. Next, you want to make sure they're not blocked. If you're finding that it's one specific person whose call isn't coming through, then make sure you go and unblock them, because otherwise that's why it's not coming through. This next fix is if you have a dual SIM. What you need to do is make sure that it's enabled. So you can go down and you can find mobile service and then come into SIMs and find it and make sure the line's switched on. If it's turned off, that's why calls are not coming through. So make sure it's turned on and hopefully that solves the problem. If that doesn't apply to you or it still doesn't work, let's try doing a restart, as often this can solve it. So press the volume increase, decrease, and then hold down the side power button. Keep this held down, shortly the phone screen will go black. Keep it held down though, you're only going to go and release it when you go and see the Apple icon. This means it's turning back on, so at this point release and wait for it to start. Hopefully now you're finding calls are ringing and coming through. If they still aren't coming through at all, then you get in contact with your carrier, as they may be able to go and provide a fix for you.